Hello, my name is Tanner White. Today we're going to go over my informative speech, which is firefighting cancers and causes and how fire departments are dealing with them. I will be using a single page of notes, pencil down. There's nothing on the back, it is one page. There are no note cards, no script, nothing else. So, cancer, a 6-letter word no one ever wants to hear. Family, friends, whatever. Often comes to a surprise. No one really expects to get cancer. Unfortunately, firefighters are told from a very early point in their career you are roughly 9% more likely than most people to develop a form of cancer. In this speech, I will discuss common forms of cancer, common causes of cancer, firefighter additives that cause cancer, and how departments nowadays are attempting to deal with this increased carcinogen rate. So, firefighters, when facing structure fires nowadays, are faced with a multitude of synthetic materials, things like petroleum based plastics, latex paint. Most forms of insulation nowadays are a form of synthetic material. And when these synthetic materials burn, they release a multitude of different carcinogens. Carcinogens being cancer causing materials. Common ones are like asbestos, arsenic. They can cause lung cancer, skin cancer, rectal cancer, testicular cancer. Female firefighters are oftentimes at a higher chance of breast cancer. A journal piece from Kennington Fire Department used an example of a 45-year-old firefighter who developed lung cancer. Never smoked a day in his life, but unfortunately did develop cancer because of the career. PubMed shows firefighters can develop anywhere from a 1 to up to 5 or 6% increased chance of developing different forms of cancer. Unfortunately, these forms of cancer don't just come from the fires and the materials in the fire themselves, but they also come from an additive that we use to fight certain fires. If you've ever seen in a TV show or on the news a tanker truck rolled on its side, caught fire, spilled its fuel, whatever, that is a chemical we add to the water called aqueous film forming foam. In fact, this made recent news in the past couple of years in which firefighters and active and past military personnel were at an increased risk for things like testicular, rectal, skin, and many other forms of cancer because these foams contained what are called PFAS. These are a form of chemical that, when either absorbed through the skin or consumed because they leaked into a water supply, can cause cell mutation and rapid cell growth, which is oftentimes causing cancer within some of these firefighters. Unfortunately, there's no true outcome or no true change that can occur to these chemicals because the way that foam works is it works so well at what it does, it's hard to replace. It's like when replacing asbestos, it was very hard to replace it. There's nothing that can replace asbestos, and it's very similar with AFFF. And when you take that consideration, firefighters have to now find a new way to fight these fires. Another instance is when you see that thick, billowing smoke coming out of a structure fire, cyanide, an often deadly chemical, is frequently coming out with that smoke. So structure fires are now burning with synthetic materials, which are often off gassing deadly toxic gases along with carbon dioxide and cyanide. So, how are fire departments dealing with this? Well, fire departments across the nation are dealing with this in different ways. Some departments, like Miami, are attempting to keep crews from bringing dirty, contaminated gear inside the truck. A article from UCLA was talking about on-scene decontamination, in which firefighters would go through a gross decontamination to wash off things like insulation, sheetrock, and other debris, but then actually be scrubbed down on scene with things like Dawn and carcinogen binding agents to attempt to remove a lot of those carcinogens. Some other departments are also exchanging gear on scene or at a fire station in an attempt to limit this. A lot of firefighters are also told off shift, go do things like steam saunas, where you can sweat out and open these pores and let these carcinogens come out. Also, frequent and thorough showers are a very, very good process. So, in conclusion, we have talked about common causes of cancer: asbestos, cyanide, hydrocarbons, common forms of cancer that firefighters obtain, and how fire departments are dealing with this. Hopefully, in the future, we will see fire departments better understanding, developing better principles, and truly understand and truly preventing more firefighter cancer and firefighter cancer fatalities. Thank you so much. Have a great day.